the lion will remain asleep.
There is a stream that sums communities like palms, traveling through woodlands, penetrating in silence, anger over slums. Staring toxins as garbage is waving on its banks, smiling with arrogant way to be discharged on its dams. It's a nest for unclean birds, no refugee for the dove. It's a hive for mosquitoes, no honey for the bees. It's a shore for dragonflies, no coral reef for the fish. It's a saloon for the pigs, no harbor for the frog. The stream that has enlightened its cigarettes from sinkholes that smoke, words of dehydration, words of migration, words of extension, and words of contamination. Rise, rise the stream high to penetrate it pains over your veins against high felt. Drums that echoes poverty, silencing empty promises of capitalist thoughts.
I am the long stretched one, named after the elephants that commonly drank from my banks, Obalule in Zulu. Elephantly addressed by the Africans as Elephant River, Rio Estes in Portuguese. On my topography, I was transported uncontaminated blood on rolling gently sloping hills to cut through the Drakensberg and enter into featureless Lowveld after my body high fell with my cool escalating temperatures on my escarpments. Nailed with Dolomite aquifers that are drilled with acid mine drainage to highly erodible soil, worsened by intensive mining, echoed by cultivation and overgrazing, to destabilize my banks, to be swept by brooms of floods that drag my meanders towards corporate grid waste along my Kruger National Park stomach. Steered toxins in hydrologically piped to hydrologically disturb the turbidity of my own tributaries. Loss of my own habitat, numerous pens and wetlands, turbidity of my own blood meshed by alien species of wetlands and pine, thermal power stations, butchering the cause of my spine. Explosively exploited, but my silence is golden. For drums that echoes poverty, silencing empty promises of capitalist thoughts.
The right to be self-employed all it requires nonsense. We are the smiling faces of industries, municipalities, power stations, less distressed by NGOs.
We profit as industries until shacks turn into grave. Bury our underground waste pipe with sand piles. Sneaking our poison on the deepest forest to penetrate underneath ignorant communities. We advertise our branches for investment in our harvest for us to pay our workers peanuts. Our waste is bread for our workers. It is purposely realized on the stream while our cash is piled on European banks. Development. You know, development is our goal to be scored without a ball. Our turnover hangs on top of the stock exchange while others are turning over sick at hospital beds. My bribery. Do you want to know my bribery? My bribery is feedback in the name of buzzers. Covering my expansions for community injections. You know what? I'm hardcore because I've got politicians under my tips and government under my toes.
Oh yes, I am under your toes, smiling to govern ecological decay with unimplemented laws, all is falling apart, but I am still called government. I govern lies, misconception and propaganda. I govern blasphemy and capitalist investment. I govern pollution to cover the whole population. My votes come from communities in return for them to bow on their knees. As for their needs, I pretend as if I'm unaware, but my actions demonstrate awareness. I am the government of the industry by the corporation. For the power station and sounded like democracy onto your eyes, I legalize mining activities and timber plantation to address unemployment, but to redress poverty and environmental degradation. I'm on a mission to cover my capitalist economy with the green vision economy. Cut all the activist superstition. The budget of my cake is without the pains of the stream as green. Still, my resources are utilized on workshops so that many of you will understand why I show no pity. I live among you, but my actions are above you. Deep in my parliament, I discuss deep politics, not simply pollution that ravage ethics. I call the shots and allow communities to protest under my terms. I give mouths to control my cheese industry so that I can delight in corruption. To eternity, I will be awake but pretend to be asleep, and I exist on the mist monitoring my sons, the municipality.
Yes, my mother, the government, my leader, the true leader. In the midst of the poor service deliveries, we are rich with untamed revenues. Communities paying everlasting bills in our avenue stills. We municipate as principles of environmental degradation. Call us the municipal. We are the government bloodline marching our waste on lines of document that are dotted to every stream. As the community screams, we toss our shares to industries and paint ourselves with empty promises to suppress the strikes against industries till our father, the government, be avoided like abandoned mines. Yes, we opened doors to sewage leakages and lost the keys to shut methane spillages, existing in the mist with our waste purification plants, stinging the stream with toxin powered by industries for us to squander wealth from communities through electricity and water bills. Let our mayor speak as we sneak chlorine in the tap water you drink. Let our councillors cancel the truth till they use the term into street sweeping brooms. Yes, we let our politicians auction the free land till men are moved from shacks to holes and caves. We let our parks privatize and equity till clothes are consumed, men walk naked and sins fell from the cross. Our government budget is shared with industries, but vulnerable activists are pursuing to grab the knife. A peace to be is a cake of freedom. No pieces of leftovers for communities. Yes, in the shadow of our promises, the land is ours. Psychologically, all communities are renting. Yes, keep on believing. Statistically, your star number is my seed, till all the communities receive the mark of the beast. As the government and the industries are rotating to us their way. Yes, I'm talking to you, communities.
Communities. Umasipala wazini ngophandle ukulanda idoti. They say what goes around comes around, what goes up must come down. But I say electricity went around on grind lines above my squatter camp and never came back. Clean water have went up to the urban areas and never came back down to my township. See, I'm an old red community which given birth to cities and mansions, justice and greed, the have and the have-not, landlord and peasants. I'm a trend of intestines carrying government nepotism. I'm a fiber with a needle followed with cottoners industries in the middle. My violence is triggered by a thumb of a politician for me to dance in the hands of my government. I'm partitioned by a municipality with classicism to camouflage corruption in every institution. I'm a poor hope for a poor man, a wealthy paradise of cheap labor for the rich. My crown holds the proud look of men with shattered ties, as my children are in poverty, striking and burning tires. See, I'm dressed with many skirt, many wisdom, many shacks, or should I say, many buses to ship my children to the industries. See, I'm the gate of environmental justice and morality decay. I spill the beans cooked by my government, bought by the industries, served by the municipality, and eaten by my children. I instigate ignorance to my children to vote for fantasy and fake reality. See, I'm a walking grave carrying dry bones, robbing their soul, turning their ghost into machines, and turning their ghost into machine and their tears into microchips. I force migration as I give my fatal better half to the rich and my desolate to the poor. My representatives are invisible, signing fatty checks, penetrating my children with spies, my curious children. See, the stream is surrounding me with packages of different diseases. Without uncontaminated industrial profit and bank balances, let I unleash the disease to sneeze hell and death as my children snooze through peaceful indoctrination.
That stays the mission. Embedded black lung with silicosis covers up the files in the name of tuberculosis. We penetrate the veins of the masses till they exhale some forces. Santa hospitals or a satellite that mirrors the chemicals from Van Camp to stack arsenic onto their patients. With diarrhea, dizziness will never stop. For I am the carcinogenic disease, reburying the deceased on sinkholes, pumping my virus in underground pipes to the stream so society drinks mucus. The community is my open market. We purchase lungs and my virus spreads faster than a space rocket. In clinics, babies are born immunized with dust particles.
Modern voodoos dancing on churches, thy papacy sitting on blasphemy. I address an ancient bull dressed in pagan worship called white supremacy. Bull all nations by committing acts of genocide, seduced all thy kings of thy earth with a cup of effinification, left thy land drunk, filled with earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes in various places, modern zombies eating genetically modified crops, breeding toxic gases, sending their sons and daughters to slavery for Babylon, until they cut the last tree, pollute the last river. They shall know that they cannot eat money or drink contaminated water. Tula maman, for me now, we share one
diplomacy, dynamic optimist. What you see is real. Fair activist demands nothing but transparency. Conspiracy of the ruling party offering political piracy. Chained in big office chairs earning money without accountability. We condone drones, throw flames, dodge diplomatic strategies of diplomats who fear barbed wire, not God, but God, not man, but white. See, let me demonstrate skilled use by the government. See, we like Trojans stuck inside the matrix. We like a matrix stuck inside a matrix, ready to explode and ready to explode like a drug man holding a grenade inside a nursery school. We act like loose screws, fools in schools spend knowledge that will reverse our mental capacity. It leads us thinking in reverse. Now tell me, Mr. Dynamic Diplomat Optimist, how do you know where we're going when you don't know where we're coming from?
The voices, they make me wonder and scream with steam as the stream. Why? But why? Why should men squander wealthy when the hungry are not fed? Why I stay a prisoner of acid mine drainage? Last time I tried to escape, but I was chained with sewage leakage, chased by oil spillage, caught back to my lonely cell by petroleum corporations to sell my own marine life so that the fisherman can turn to cook his own hook. But until the lions learn to speak, the tales of hunting will be weak. Glorifying the hunter skill, the lion will still remain to sleep. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.